the DOJ, the Department of Justice, has asked a judge to force Google to sell off Chrome. Now, this is not a headline that I would have expected coming from the United States of America. This is something that we might be familiar with the CCP, right? With China. But the United States? Not really, right? So now I might have the perfect answer and example for everyone that's saying, oh, China is uninvestable because you never know what the CCP might do. Well, what about the United States now? I know this is just one example, but this is not the first time this is happening. Now you might also say, okay, but with Trump coming in, maybe things will be different. Lina Khan is probably not going to have a job pretty soon, so things might change in the whole big tech is bad, anti-competitiveness, blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe. But as of now, these lawsuits exist, these problems exist. Now, whether or not these things will actually happen, they will be forced to sell Chrome, Android, whatnot, remains to be seen. But in the meantime, Alphabet stock is getting hit. It's getting hit yet again. It's back under $170, actually now at $167.5, down 4.7% at the time of making this video. And as you know me, if you follow the portfolio, you know that for the last 2-3 times I've been buying at 169, selling at 179, then buying again at 169, selling at 179. So yes, today I bought yet again. Now I'm still holding a big position in Alphabet because if we're being honest, this just doesn't make much sense. This is an incredible business. It's a very, very strong company, growing quite quickly, super profitable. And look at the pricing metrics here. Forward PE 19.5 times, EV to EBITDA 12.4, price to free cash flow 37.8 times. That's in the last 12 months, should be much better in the next 12 months. Again, should be, we don't know. Price earnings to growth, also forward-looking metric 1.19, definitely not an expensive stock. So I'm sure a lot of you have been asking yourself, oh, so okay, what's going on now? Is it a buy? Is it a sell? What's going to happen? Well, me personally, I view this every time as a buying opportunity because unless we reach the day where the verdict is made, then we can speak about the consequences. But even if that happens, the sum of the parts of the businesses is probably more than the $2.1 trillion that Alphabet is worth today. If they were to sell Chrome, they're probably going to sell it for more than what it's valued today. If they were to sell Android, same thing. If in the future they were to sell Waymo, I think Waymo is one of the small bets that we are getting right now, small but pretty big already, when you're buying Alphabet, which could become a $100 billion business plus in the future. Maybe they will spin it off, maybe not, but that also could raise the value of Alphabet because if it is torn apart, then you have to value each and every business individually. And I strongly believe that each and every business valued individually is going to be worth more than what the market is giving it today. That's just my opinion. Now let's go over everything that you need to know as of right now about everything that's going on. So sit back, relax, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, would really appreciate it. We're well on the way to reach 60,000 subscribers. So I appreciate all the support. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. I first want to add something extra here before looking at all the headlines and the articles, because this is just to show what we're talking about right now. This was from the last earnings call. Today, all 7 of our products and platforms with more than 2 billion monthly users use Gemini models. Let me repeat that. They have 7 products and platforms with more than 2 billion monthly users. This is insane. This is insane. And bear in mind, most of those services that Google offers, it's free. It's free, it works, so we are the winners here. Who will be the big losers once the government gets their hands on some of these things? We, the consumer, as always, right? In the name of protecting the consumer, they are willing to ruin the experience that we're having right now. Ironic, isn't it? Oh well. Anyways, there's also a Google Anthropic thing going on right now. So of course, Google and I think Amazon as well have invested couple of dollars in Anthropic. So we've got here two cases. One here, Google Anthropic deal could be unwound as part of the DoJ antitrust case. The partnership between Google and Anthropic could fall apart if the judge who is overseeing the case and previously ruled Google was a monopolist accepts the Justice Department's proposal that has asked Google be banned from acquiring, investing in, or collaborating with any company that has access to information and allows the consumer search, including AI-related products. This is insane. On the flip side, you've got the UK regulators. They said the opposite. The Competition and Markets Authority, or the CMA, said in a release that the deal did not need an investigation, noting it does not believe Google has acquired material influence over Anthropic as a result of the partnership. So, okay, two-sided here. But Google can certainly use this to go against this. Then we go back to the original problem here. So DOJ asked the judge to push Google to sell Chrome browser. The regulator will also ask the judge to require measures related to AI and the tech behemoth's Android smartphone operating system. The DOJ also plans to propose that Google uncouple Android from its other products, including Search and its Google Play mobile app store. The DOJ's recommendations comes after Judge Amit Mehta ruled in August that Google has built an illegal monopoly, to which we have an answer here from Google's VP of Regulatory Affairs. The DOJ continues to push a radical agenda that goes far beyond the legal issues in this case. She added the government's putting its thumb on the scale in these ways would harm consumers, developers, and American technological leadership at precisely the moment it is most needed. Now, I don't know about you, but I am an Android user. I have a Pixel phone. And the reason why I switched from Galaxy to Pixel is because, yes, I do want the Google ecosystem. I do want the Google experience. Just like you, iPhone users, you want the Apple experience, right? Imagine they suddenly come, I think they tried it, right? To break the Apple ecosystem open. I mean, that would probably ruin the experience of the iPhone user, right? I mean, it's not their fault that they've built an incredible ecosystem, probably the best one ever built. It's not their fault. It's the competitor's fault. Come out with a better product and maybe users will go there. And with regards to Android, I mean, I think it's pretty open, right? It's not as closed. I mean, it's certainly not as closed as iOS. So I don't know how they're going to try and make their case here because, to be honest, it's completely ridiculous and it just opens a Pandora box, in my opinion. Continuing here. Google's unlawful behavior has deprived rivals not only of critical distribution channels, but also distribution partners who could otherwise enable entry into these markets by competitors in new and innovative ways. The playing field is not level because Google's conduct and Google's quality reflects the ill-gotten gains of an advantage illegally acquired. The remedy must close this gap and deprive Google of these advantages. First of all, what illegal advantages did they acquire exactly? And then on the flip side, I find this very, very ironic when they say the remedy must close this gap. Okay, fine. And then they say this, deprive Google of these advantages. So now you're basically doing the exact same thing but against Google. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. A trial is scheduled for April 2025, so we still have time, where both sides will present their arguments regarding these significant changes to Google's business operations. And of course, in April 2025, we're already going to get a couple of months of Trump being president. Lastly here, the DOJ also demands prohibiting Google from re-entering the browser market for 5 years and requiring the company to sell its Android mobile operating system in the event that other remedies are unable to bring competition back. So let me get this straight. They are going to do everything to hurt Google's business, and if that doesn't help the competition enough, let's hurt Google even more because it's their fault that the competition cannot come out with a better product. Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. Additionally, it has asked for a ban on Google purchasing or investing in any search rivals, query-based AI products, or advertising technology, which is of course why the Google Anthropic thing came up. Now, before offering my conclusion here, just a major overview of the Alphabet business right now. Free cash flow in the last 12 months currently is down 28.1%, but it's expected to be up 8.6% by the end of this fiscal year. Then, in fiscal 2025, it's expected to grow by 19.5%, and then another 15% in fiscal 2026, reaching over $103 billion in free cash flow. The majority of Google's business, of course, comes from the Google search and other revenue, but you can clearly see that cloud is growing extremely quickly. And yes, they still have YouTube as well and some other segments, but Google Cloud is where this company and Microsoft and AWS are going to make a lot of money. And I mean, look at this flip here. Since Q3 2023, that's in the last 12 months, operating income went from $666 million to now already $4.88 billion in a matter of 12 months. Now, here is Google's answer to all of this, or sort of an answer. So they say here, DOJ's staggering proposal would hurt consumers and America's global technological leadership. They said the following: the DOJ chose to push a radical interventionist agenda that would harm Americans and America's global technology leadership. DOJ's widely overboard proposal goes miles beyond the court's decision. It would break a range of Google products, even beyond search, that people love and find helpful in their everyday lives. This extreme proposal would, they wrote here a couple of things, I'll just touch on two here, endanger the security and privacy of millions of Americans and undermine the quality of products people love by forcing the sale of Chrome and potentially Android, and mandate government micromanagement of Google search and other technologies by appointing a technical committee with enormous power over your online experience. As just one example, DOJ's proposal would literally require us to install not one, but two separate choice screens before you could access Google search on a Pixel phone you bought. And the design of those choice screens would have to be approved by the technical committee. And that's just a small part of it. We wish we were making this up. The DOJ's approach would result in unprecedented government overreach that would harm American consumers, developers, and small businesses and jeopardize America's global economic and technological leadership at precisely the moment it is needed most. As the court said, Google offers the industry's highest quality search engine, which has earned Google the trust of hundreds of millions of daily users. And so, let me summarize what I'm thinking about right now. One, as I've said in plenty of other videos, today, now 2024, almost 2025, is definitely not the best time that you can go after Google's search engine, because you've got ChatGPT, you've got Claude, you've got Perplexity, you've got Grok. Of course, there's Gemini, but that's Google. Then you've got the social media apps, right? The TikToks, the Instagrams, you have search there as well. So now you're trying to make your case when there are so many other options out there that are successful. And you know why they're successful? Because they're good products and people like them. That's it. I mean, that has been the so-called bear case for Google, right? Since ChatGPT became a thing. Oh, it's done for Google. Then Perplexity came in, etc., etc. It's over for Google. So how can it be over for Google on one side, and on the other side it's, oh, Google is too dominant, we have to destroy Google and their dominance? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really does not make any sense to me. Plus, they're offering most of their services for free. So how are you protecting the consumer when these things are free and very, very good? I just don't understand. I'm sorry. And I'm not here trying to protect Google, because Google and their employees, because it's not nice to say Google because not everyone there, it's probably some groups there inside of Google. Yes, they have manipulated search 100%. Yes, they've manipulated plenty of things. They might even have hurt small businesses as well. That's true. But overall, Google, an incredible company that definitely makes our daily lives for years and decades already much, much better. You want to punish them for what? For doing a better job than the competition? I thought we're capitalists here, right? We're not communists. So what, everybody has to be equally shit? How does that make any sense? It doesn't.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Now, before ending this video, a quick look at the chart. We can see that during the day, the stock did go quite closely to the 200-day moving average. Didn't make its way there, but it did make its way to where previously the stock did rebound on the weekly. RSI is pretty neutral. Let's see what happens on Friday if we can go back and close above that 50-day moving average. If not, let's see if this is going to be again a rebound area just above the 200-day moving average. All in all, I still think this is a tremendous business, and me personally, I believe nothing will happen. And if something will happen, Google Chrome will be worth way more outside of Alphabet than it is inside. But then again, it will just hurt the user experience. So who's the loser here? We. Thank you very much. So those are my arguments. Make yours down in the comment section below. I'm extremely bullish if that's what you wanted to hear. So there is that. Like, subscribe to all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.